So that's how you build wealth is, you can do deals in your IRA and you can lend out of your IRA. He teaches you the debt route. Get a 30-year loan and be in debt for 30 years so you can have a lot of cash flow. I like the free and clear route. How fast can I get this property free and clear so I don't have to be in debt?
Now, when you said that you borrowed the 30,
yep.
Where was it? Like where was the property located?
In Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so obviously, here in California, you can't even buy a freaking
hot dog.
Yeah, property taxes is more than that. But what I was saying, like, you can just say you go to these Midwest markets or let's say like Birmingham, Alabama. That's another market of mine. You could buy a $30,000 property. You bought, Allen Crab, like, a lot of athletes. A lot of athletes, man. A lot of them have money just sitting in the bank, getting freaking 0.007% return. You can give them 8% on their money. The money that was already idle money anyway, you pay them 8%. Now they're in a positive return because inflation is 3%, and you pay them the 8%, and that's passive income for them. And their money is secured by real estate.
And even with the tax part of that, let's say they get that 8 whatever, is that tax free?
To them?
8 like the 850 for 5 years or something like that. Is that tax free for them?
No, but I'm also not a tax consultant, but CPA, but no. I mean, you're paying them 8% and whatever monthly that is equal out. You don't have to do 5 years like I do. You can do 10 years, bro. You can do 10 years. I mean,
what makes you do the 5?
Because I can still make a little teeny bit of cash flow within that 5 years, and I know 5 years come by so fast. If that makes sense, and it'd be free and clear. Like I would pay that 30 grand in this example off in 5 years, versus somebody goes to the bank and be like, man, I want to get as much cash flow as possible. They buy a house for $200,000 and they got a 30-year finance loan. 30 years is a long time.
It is, and let's say
a long time.
You don't want it no more, or something happens.
Yeah. Exactly, and it's really no right or wrong, bro. It's really preference. So if you like the free and clear model, you can go that way. Or
I want it to make sense more long term.
It's no right or wrong. I mean, people leverage the debt model all day, and then you have other guys that be like, yeah, I own 100 properties free and clear. If that makes sense.
See, my plan is to do the initial one for that 35, right? And then have that, establish that more, and then use that money to buy that second one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then go from 1 to 2 to 3 like that.
Right? Yeah. So if you looking at like, you like those $30,000-$40,000 price ranges, or you want
to? I would just say that for my initial, here's my down payment.
Okay.
Or obviously they got spots for like 35,000, whatever.
Right.
But I was just trying to think of what's the smarter way, cause I was thinking 35 and then a bank loan.
Okay. Yeah. So you can go to the other option too. So you can use a private lender to loan you $35K, right?
Yeah.
Just say, for an example, you still pay him that 8% or 10%. What else it says? It just say 8%. It just say 5 years. You pay him that, but now you can use that as leverage to buy you 4 houses, because you're gonna use that 35 grand to use as down payment on 4 houses. That makes sense?
One more time.
Okay. So just say your pops, right? Just say he got some retirement money in his IRA and getting them for like 1%.
Right.
That's nothing, but that's.
But I think so. Some compound on some Roths is 7 to 8 compound.
It depends what type of Roth, but for lending money, self-directed IRAs are the most popular for lending to real estate or just doing real estate transactions in general. Self-directed Roth IRA. So that's how you build wealth. Is you can do deals in your IRA and you can lend out of your IRA tax free.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother topic, but just say if your dad had some IRA money, which he probably does, he can loan you $35,000 out of his IRA. I don't know if he has a self-direct or not, but he can easily convert it over. But he can fund you $35,000, and y'all work out an agreement amongst y'all, and you can use that to buy one property, right? And it'd be free and clear, the free and clear model, or you can use that to go to the bank, get pre-approved, and usually a lot of these properties, they want percentage like 15 to 20% down on investment properties.
Right.
And you can just do it that route. So you buy a $50,000 house, they're gonna want 15 to 20% down. And you use part of that 35 to put down.
Yeah.
And you can buy multiple properties.
So what should I do with like necessarily my 35, or don't even touch it?
Just say if that's pretty much all you had saved up, then I wouldn't use all my eggs in one basket. I would keep that, and I would use OPM, other people's money, to leverage to buy property. That's what I would do, because you can keep saving and use your money, and when you go to the bank, they're gonna ask for reserves. And
then
you just use your saved money just as reserves.
Okay.
If that makes sense. And obviously, you'll check your credit. You gotta have at least,
So right now my credit is 749, 750.
Yeah, you good. Yeah, you can go to you can do this tomorrow. You can do this tomorrow.
But I definitely want. I don't know why, but I'm so stagnant on my 30th birthday.
But why though? What if an opportunity come like next month? Like,
Cause especially now with COVID, you don't know what the hell is gonna happen. So cash is definitely king. And I just think so going into like my 30s in like 2.5 years, I want that to be like the start of that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That new decade, that new lifestyle, that new.
Right,
you know
right.
I mean? That's kind of why. And also because I'm gonna be earning way more money. You know what I mean?
100%.
From now to then, but I wanted that to be like the stamp for my. Like,
so that's
close
set
out
in
my
stone.
20s.
Like 30th. That's where you wanna.
Yeah, that's ideally. Yeah, I want that to stamp out my 20s. Like, you did good in your 20s. There's nothing else possibly I could have done. You know what I mean?
I respect that. Okay.
That's
your goal. I mean that's respectable.
Not saying I couldn't do it now, but I want that to open up my 30s.
Right. That's a whole new chapter.
Yeah.
I got you.
That's what that's for. It's not necessarily a economic issue. It's more of a.
For sure.
Yeah.
I would still though, like, it doesn't hurt to still, cause you know people.
Yeah.
And these people, unless you have to like talk about the topic for them to open up and say they have money.
Yeah.
And that's what people. So people know me as a real estate guy, and I'm used to like raising money. I'm used to raising money, so I'm not what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not fearful to asking people like, hey, let people know, hey, I have an opportunity for you. I'm not asking people to borrow money because I don't look at it that way. I look at it like, hey, this is an opportunity not only for me, but it's an opportunity for you because I'm providing you a better return, better than where you had that money at before.
Right. And that's because you have not only just that background, but that knowledge of it.
Yeah, knowledge, but people I know and that I have relationships with already.
Yeah.
Now I get people that word of mouth and new people come to me, but you know people, you know athletes. Pretty sure you say you was with your grandma today. I'm pretty sure she has some money.
Yeah, because my mom wants to do that. She has money.
Guess who my first lender was, bro?
Family.
My grandma. That was my first private lender. And my mentor told me to go to my grandma because he knew she had some money, and some idle money in her retirement. He was like, this could possibly be you know how scared I was, bro?
Why? Because of the relationship?
No, not a relationship, because I felt like I didn't know enough.
Oh, yeah.
Secondly, I felt like because where we come from, it's like we're going to ask to borrow money.
Yeah.
That was the wrong mindset. It's perfect. That was the wrong mindset.
Yeah, my mom addressed me, I think 2 years ago, of wanting to do that. She wants to buy a duplex. And she wants to either live in one or have other people live in, you know what I mean? So even that money combined can go to, like you said, the bank reserve or
100%. Yeah. Or on the flip side, you can bring, I mean, you don't have to do this, it's just another option. You can bring in instead of going to a private lender and using them as a private lender, you can bring them in as a partner. If they, you know, and give them a little piece of the pie. That's not my option, but I know the people that do that.
Why wouldn't it be?
Because it's to me, it's a little bit more it gets a little bit more complicated. Now they got a piece of the company. Now, you know, got tax season comes. You know,